What's up, everybody? Welcome to After the Final Whistle, football talk with John and Montel.
All right, welcome to episode number 27. I'm Montel. My co-host is John. What's going on, big dog?
Not much, man. Not much. Just taking it easy. Finally, getting back into the swing of things after having last week off. But
Yeah, nobody ever wants to go back.
no, they don't. But other than that, I've been not doing too much. How about you? How you been doing this week?
Uh, Still prepping to sell my house. Long story short, I had an offer, and then we didn't because people can't get their stuff together. So a little disappointed with that. But other than that, man, I've been pretty good. Had a decent week at work. Slightly missed the deadline by a little bit, but you know, stuff out of your control. It is what it is.
Right. Not much you can do at that point.
Nah, I just roll it in stride. So I guess we'll go into the injury report. What you got for us this week?
All right. So injury report this week. I was like looking through it, and I was like, damn, there's a lot of like high profile / big names just out this week. So like Keenan Allen is still out. Um, Hopefully, maybe next week he should be back. But I mean, he's been dealing with hamstring issues for the past few years. So
Mhm.
we'll see. Um, DeAndre Swift and St. Brown are both out for the Lions. Figured that was going to happen, but you're without your star running back and your star wide receiver. We'll see how that goes for him. Mac Jones is out, so Brian Hoyer gets the start for the Patriots against my Packers.
That's
So
easy, dub.
um, David Montgomery's out for the Bears, so Khalil Herbert's just going to run over everybody. Um, Winston and Thomas are both out for the Saints, so yeah, but it's the only game going on, so prime time. Kirk Cousins is going to be front and center.
It's prime time across the pond, so I don't think it counts.
um, and then something that we, I feel like we need to talk about how it was handled, the
Mhm.
whole Tua situation. That was handled poorly by the NFL and the Dolphins. Someone should
Mhm.
have stepped in to protect that man.
Yeah. Me personally, I just multiple concussions in a short time span can kill a person. And whether they want to admit it or not, dude had a concussion on Sunday, and he
Yeah,
got another one on Thursday. But this one was even worse because of the posturing he was doing, with his hands.
right.
I read quite a bit about that. Apparently, that's like a sign of brain stem trauma, not just brain trauma. So, if he gets another one, it probably could kill him. Apparently, it was also a bad idea to fly on the plane because concussion, pressure changing. Just there's so much
Yeah,
that they did horribly. They could have done better.
but at that point, like that would have been on the hospital because the hospital's the one that released him.
Right. Um,
Um, but the Dolphins need to hold him out for at least 2 3 weeks. I feel like
I think
bare
the rest of the
minimum.
season, dude, they're putting him in his life in danger. Like, here's some of the quotes for the concussion protocol and stuff. So the NFL concussion protocol doesn't classify Tua's incident on Sunday, which is the stumbling and fumbling, as a no-go symptom in itself. Policy says it is only a no-go if the team physician and the unaffiliated unaffiliated neurological consultant of the UNC both determined that the instability is neurologically caused, and both of the doctors said that that wasn't. So, how you can say that, I don't know. Um, Bart Scott, linebacker for I think like 10 or 12 years. Yesterday, the Miami Dolphins put the entire future of the NFL at risk. Every parent in America saw that visceral and said to themselves, "Why would I subject my kids to this?" Roger Dale's going to come down harsh on this. So
He needs to. I don't know if he will, but he needs to because
yeah,
it was mismanaged on so many different levels, inside and out of that organization, that something needs to be done, and done like yesterday.
it's funny. Like in the organization, like here's what their head coach said. Um, Mike McDaniel, that's the HC. When he was asked if he would do anything differently, he said, "I have 100% conviction in our process regarding our players. This is a player-friendly organization. There was no medical indication from all sources there was anything wrong with the head." Seriously, dude?
All right. I mean,
Seriously?
even if you had an inkling back on Sunday, should have just held him out.
Yeah. Like, I don't. You you just get like, why come up with these protocols and stuff if you can't have someone like read between the lines? Um, I don't know. I don't like how they literally just let it play out. They really shouldn't have.
Yeah, I think this is one of those reasons why I could never be a coach in the NFL. Yeah, you most weeks, depending on how your team's doing, you're playing for your job, but you got to put your players' health first.
Right. Um, yeah. I at the very least, I say they need to leave some draft picks, and I'm not talking like no slap on the wrist kind of fine. Like I'm talking in the tens of millions of dollars. That's ridiculous. They even pissed off the NFLPA. They're actually thinking about filing a lawsuit because of what happened. So
And they should.
yeah. Oh, I'm
They
not
should.
saying they shouldn't, but um, when you have the players association against like an entire organization, that doesn't usually bode well in your favor. So um, yeah, I hope dude recovers well. I'm not a Dolphins fan or anything, but I've dealt with concussions myself, and they fucking suck. I'll say it like that. They do. And for him to get two in the matter of what, 72 hours, 96 hours, whatever, splitting
Yeah, it
hairs,
was like
it's dangerous.
4 or 5 days.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous. So
Yeah. But it doesn't matter. I think they're what, 3-1
mhm,
at this point. It doesn't matter. You need to put his health first,
it makes sense.
especially you see that as the future of your organization.
Yeah, not at this rate. Not at this rate. Let's see. So for news, there wasn't really a lot this week. I figured I'd throw this in to kind of get a chuckle out of you. Romeo Dobbs, wide receiver for the Packers, was named the offensive rookie of the week for week 3. Nice surprising to see. Um, I'm sure you've heard some of the the back and forth with Russell Wilson and Eli Manning. Uh, Russell
I don't
Wilson.
think.
Oh, you didn't hear?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so when they were pretty much in the punt fest in their game on, I think it was Monday or Sunday.
Oh,
Uh,
that like 11-10
yeah,
fiasco. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Russell Wilson responded to Eli Manning's joke because they were doing the Manning cast, and they said the Broncos should have paid Corliss Waitman the $250 million instead of for Russell. And Russ's response is pretty funny. He said, "Are you talking about Chad Powers? I'm 3-0 against Chad Powers. So Chad Powers is the guy that went out and tried out for Penn State. It was Eli Manning in disguise. So, um,
Yeah.
that's pretty funny. Uh, some sad news. The Pro Bowl is dying. They switched it to a flag football game and a skills competition. So I doubt the viewership will change much. Not like anybody really watches it anyway. There's no incentive to play.
I mean, so it's going to be exactly how it's been. Just,
Mm-hmm. Without pads.
oh boy.
Yeah,
Imagine my shock.
yeah. I mean, I
Like there
get it.
really needs to be like some sort of incentive. Like, yeah, you make it, but like at the point of like where it's being held, like why would you?
Right. They don't even have it in like Hawaii anymore. So, who wants to go to Florida, with all the Florida mans, It's like nobody wants to go to freaking Florida.
Who knows, man? Who
Not
knows?
not me. Bills Mafia, they've got a pretty passionate fan base. I'm sure you heard about Dane. I think his last name's Jackson. He's the guy that got his neck almost broken on a friendly fire hit in a game a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So the fans for the Bills have been sending him like flowers and like the edible arrangements and stuff. And he's apparently doing well after his neck injury. He was limited in practice this past Tuesday. So uh, quick,
That's good.
quick recovery. I don't think he had a concussion, but he almost broke his neck. So
No need to rush. Take care of
no,
yourself. Get back
yeah.
to being healthy.
Tell that team to kiss my ass. I'll be back when I'm back.
Yep.
I think I wrote this down right. So 538 Sports, which they do a lot of like media coverage, not media coverage, but like media maps for the NFL games. They did a early playoff prediction, so this will be interesting. So they have the Eagles as the 1 seed at 13-4, the
Okay.
Buccaneers as the 2 seed at 12-5. Uh, they're going to play the 9-8 49ers, who will be the 7 seed. Let's see, the Packers will be the 3 seed at 11-6, playing the 6 seed Cowboys at 10-7. The Rams will be the 4 seed at 10-7, playing the Vikings, who will be the 5 seed at 10-7. So pretty interesting. The AFC is kind of interesting too. So the Dolphins were predicted to go 12-5. It was probably written obviously before the Tua injury.
Right.
So the Chiefs are the 2 seed at 11-6, playing the 9-8 Broncos for the 7 seed. The Ravens are 11-6, playing the Browns, who are 9-8 as the 6 seed. The Jaguars, who are 9-8, would host the 12-5 Bills, who would be the 5 seed, because the Dolphins are in the same division as them. So,
So going back to the NFC one, I don't see how the Bucks can be the 2 seed.
at 12 and
They
5,
look awful.
yeah, they look like they they look like their quarterback didn't do anything this offseason. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean, he's 45 and he said he had shit to do. So okay.
Retire would be nice. It's like
Yeah. But like I didn't talk about it, but like Julio and I think Chris Godwin are both supposed to be like game time decisions. So
one
most
of them
time,
one of them will play.
if it's a game time decision, one or both will not play. If I was to put money on it, I'd probably lean towards Godwin being the one playing since he's been out all year so far.
Yeah, I don't know. Julio, to me, and I hope he doesn't hear this, 'cause he looks scary. He seems like he's been washed for like 3 seasons. Like he had this meteoric rise, and then he hit, I guess, 30, and just
Well, I mean, 30 is kind of like where wide receivers start to fall off. I mean,
Well,
I
I
hate to
mean,
say it.
not the elite
And
ones
then,
usually, though. You know what I mean? Like Moss and Jerry Rice were in their mid-30s before they even started falling off. So those
yeah,
generational talents too. I mean, Julio
right.
was too. He's a freaking freak, dude.
Yeah, and all those injuries probably doesn't help either.
No, absolutely not. Let's see. So how did you do in fantasy this week? Or last week, I should say.
Well, I'm not enjoying your family league yet. Um, my team can't seem to score any kind of points, no matter who I put in. So I dropped Russell Wilson. Let's ride to the
Stop.
freaking vegan world. ride the waiver wire.
Awesome.
Because scoring like 55, 60 points a week, I'm kind of done with it.
Yeah, you gotta go on a hell of a run.
Yeah. But ended up winning in the money league. And you and I have an interesting matchup coming up, which we'll talk about, I guess, here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes, we will.
One of us is going to be extremely happy, and one of us is going to be upset after this week.
One of us is gonna like smash a controller or something, you know. No, we wouldn't. I would never.
So 3-0 in the money league, 0-3 in your league. So it is what it is. I can't seem to figure out the right players to play in your league yet.
It's tough. For me, I'm pretty sure I won. Let me double check. Yeah, I won barely. I beat my uncle. He's the champion from last year, 105 to 101. So in both leagues, I beat last year's champion already. So I kind of rubbed it in his face a little bit. I sent him the "Is this your king?"
I noticed. I saw in the group
is
chat.
this your king? You know,
He was like, "Are you really doing this to me, nephew?"
Yeah, man, I ain't got no choice. I'm on my revenge tour of sorts. So, um, let's see. In the other league, that's in that same app, the gamer league is what I'll call it. I won that one, 146 to 118. Everyone's kind of pissed at me because I missed the draft and I looked into Lamar Jackson, but tough shit. Should have drafted him before my bot did. So.
That sounds like a them problem instead of a you issue.
Absolutely not my problem. You know what I mean? They've been. I don't think they're mad. They're just giving me shit. Oh, you auto draft and you're 3-0. Must be nice. In in the what do you call this? The money league. I am still 3-0. I beat I don't know when did Peter win, like 2 years ago. Beat him
Something like that.
138 to 106. So um, I need to win.
I need the win.
I need the ship, man. So
No, you don't.
we'll segue right into the next part. So this is our I guess our third matchup while doing this podcast where we're for fantasy. I think we split it last year, didn't we?
Well, yeah, you beat me in the freaking playoffs, shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
I've been
this
called
one,
lots of things. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
this one, man, we're both in the same division.
Mm-hmm.
We're both 3-0. This one's going to be a sweet victory and a really, really hard pill to swallow, depending
Dude,
on what happens.
the other division's a freaking cakewalk. Half the teams are 2-1, the other half are 1-2. So I guess it's true
And
for ours. We're 3-0.
we're
We got
three
a
and
one and
zero.
two, and a dude who's 0-3. So
I thought we had two that were 0-3, or is it just the one?
no, it's just
Okay.
team who will be nameless on the
So yeah,
but we both did beat the champion last year. I gotta love it so much, dude.
yeah, we both got that point out of the way. I'm thankful for it because apparently going up against him he's my toughest matchup. So according to the league history.
Cakewalk, man. Ain't like he gonna listen to us anyway. So
Yeah. So
cakewalk.
I mean, before we move on, in all seriousness, I wish you good luck.
Best
I
of
hope
luck.
no one gets hurt on your squad,
Just
but I
my
don't want
luck.
you to win.
Yeah, it's like good luck, you son of a bitch, but don't you beat me, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's
I mean, if Justin Jefferson wants to score 2 points again, I'll be all right.
man, I, okay, I'll talk about that in a second. We both have a 50% chance to win this game, so it's straight down the middle. It's usually like
Oh,
53-47 or 55-45, but
yeah,
our
yeah,
chance to win this week is identical. So
yeah.
it'll be a good
It, it
game.
it's insane, like how well our drafts turned out. First off,
Different
and
strategies too.
how evenly matched our squads are.
Yeah, it's we had like we pretty much dragged. You were behind me, weren't you? Behind and in front because of the snake.
Yeah,
So
you were a pick ahead of me.
we had very like polar opposite drafts, but I don't understand how it's been so non-competitive from the other people.
I don't get it.
So
And
yeah.
I mean, we did make that trade before the season started
Oh
because I
my
needed another
god,
tight end. So
goddamn collusion talks. I'm like, it's a freaking tight end that probably won't help him that much. And I don't even know his name. Is Alex or whatever something the fourth string freaking receiver from Indy to Indy. He's not gonna
Alex
do
is,
anything. Yeah, he's not gonna do anything meaningful.
I mean, the trade so far has worked out for me because the tight end I had was putting up
Yeah, he
0 points.
ass.
So
Ass.
he's riding the waiver wire too.
But he was ass. There was like 3 weeks of 0 points or some shit he put up. It's useless.
I think he had a point last week.
Oh god, it's
A
useless.
point, but
Cole Komet, you are useless. Excuse me. All right. So now that our banter's done, so we'll move on to our results from last week. So overall, make sure I did this math right. Let's see. Okay. I did not. I missed a game for both of us. We're both sitting at 5-4 overall for the year. I'll retally that to make sure it's right and fix it next week if it's not. So Raiders at Titans, Bills at Dolphins, and Packers at Bucks are the teams you had. Predicted the Raiders would lose to the Titans 17-24. They did. They lost 22-24. Predicted the Bills would beat the Dolphins 42-38. And then the shocker, probably for like the century, it was 19-21 in favor of the Dolphins. So
yeah,
I ain't see that coming.
I didn't either.
Let's see, Packers Bucks. You had the score of 21-17. It was much lower scoring, but the Packers did win 14-12. What's up with these weird ass scores the last couple of weeks? I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Failed 2-point conversion. I know that much.
Yeah.
The Packers one.
I remember. Yeah, I think Brady. Well, no, he didn't throw a tablet this week. That must have been the other time he threw a tablet. I think too many times. Let's see. So I had Chiefs at Colts, Rams at Cardinals, and Lions at Vikings. Predicted the Chiefs would beat the Colts 28-14. They screwed me and they lost 17-20. Didn't see that coming either. You tie the freaking Texans and you beat the Chiefs. What a world we live in. Predicted the Rams would beat the Cardinals 24-10. They did win 20-12. Predicted the Lions would would lose to the Vikings 17-35. They lost 24-28. So overall, it puts us both at 5-4. Like I said, I'll retally this week to make sure that's right, but I'm pretty sure it is. So this week's games are Bills at Ravens, Chiefs at Bucks, Patriots at Packers for John. Who you want to start with?
I'll just start at the top. Bills versus Ravens. Once again, I mean, it's one of those ones that should be high scoring.
Two faces of the league looking at you.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins is back. I'm still going to have to go towards the Bills. They just seem to have more offensive weapons because I say that, but then the Ravens have Mark Andrews and Sean Bateman and Devin Duvernay.
Yeah, I'm like, who came out of nowhere? The kick returner.
But I'm going to say Bills. 28 Ravens 20.
All right, got it.
And then Chiefs versus Bucks. I don't know. Coin flip. Bucks just look bad, but the Chiefs don't really have much of a defense.
Chris Jones, and that's it.
I'm gonna say Chiefs over Bucks, 21-10.
All right, and then your almost said your
And then
Patriots, your Packers versus the Patriots.
I was about to say, well, we're gonna have words once this podcast is done. If you say my Patriots, I'm gonna go with the Packers over Patriots because, like we discussed, Mac Jones is out, so Brian Hoyer's in. I mean, he's nothing to scoff at. He's a good, solid backup quarterback,
I'm
but
gonna say he's an elite backup.
but the Packers defense. I mean, I know the Bucks are in bad shape, but to hold the Bucks to 12 points, I mean,
Still impressive.
that's impressive.
Even their too deep is good. So
So, but it is the Patriots. I want to say Packers 17, Patriots 14. It's going to be a close game, but it's probably going to be low scoring.
all right.
Because I mean, it is Bill Belichick, so he's going to
double your
take
best
something
receiver.
away.
Yeah, I would say double your best receiver and single everywhere else.
Our best receivers, Romeo Dobbs.
Hey, look.
No. I mean, he's solid. Don't get me wrong, and he earned that trust with Aaron Rodgers, getting 8 catches on 8 targets.
I'm going to tell you.
We'll see.
As someone who watched this son of a bitch double team Stephon Diggs and freaking just put his best corner on Thielen, I hate the Patriots. I hate the Patriots. So, I'm a little bitter about that. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. So,
but I mean, so far the Packers offense, I mean, still has some work to do, but it's been a fairly, from what I can tell, even mix between running and passing. So you're either going to take away the best receiver we have or our tight end, or you're going to take away the running game and let Aaron Rodgers beat you. I would take away the passing game as best I could.
Yeah, they'll run a light box. Let's see. I've got Jaguars at Eagles, Rams at 49ers, and Vikings at Saints, but it's in London. I guess they're closer. I don't know.
I will say the Jags, I was not expecting them to look as solid as they've looked.
And I think this is going to be like a Doug Peterson revenge game because they fired him for no reason, but I don't think they can. Philly just looks too good. They're going to put up a lot of points, though, I think. So I'm saying Jags 31, Eagles 38.
As long as a lot of those points go to A.J. Brown, not Jalen Hurts, I'll be all right.
Look, I need
can't
Jalen
afford
to do his
Jalen
thing.
Hurts.
Jalen needs to do his thing.
I'll be honest, I was trying to get Jalen Hurts in the drafts, both leagues.
I know.
And you had to snipe him before me both times.
I had a plan.
Yeah, so did I. But luckily, my backup plan in the money league was Lamar Jackson. I'll take him in the 7th round.
Yeah, people are overdrafting freaking Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rams at 49ers. Man, your starting quarterback broke his damn leg. I don't like Jimmy G. I don't think he's that good. Rams win this one 28-17. So, God, I'm gonna hate this pick next week.
It's Andy Dalton being as the quarterback for the Saints. Help you out there.
We lost to Cooper Rush last year.
I mean, Cooper Rush is not the only.
He wasn't that guy last year.
I mean, he's beaten, 2 teams this year so far?
Yeah, but he
So you
wasn't.
can't feel too bad.
He was a John. He was a grocery bagger that they picked up off the street. What it seemed like to me, and they
And
lost. They lost.
and
I'm gonna regret this pick because the Vikings have this defect where they make backup quarterbacks look like Hall of Fame players. But I'm gonna say Vikings 24. You know what? I'm gonna change that from 17 to 10. Saints 10. So yeah, I'm gonna hit that pick next week.
I don't. I'll be honest. I'm hoping Kirk Cousins shows up.
Oh, Justin Jefferson got on the fucking plane.
Nah. I heard he missed the flight.
He's missed the flight the last 2 games, so not like we're gonna
Has he
miss him
really?
that much.
I was joking.
No, I'm just being funny because he's done literally nothing for like 2 weeks.
But I mean, even if Justin Jefferson shows up, Marshawn Lattimore on him,
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna be
mean,
tough.
yeah, he's just gonna be a decoy. Um,
That's fine because you have him. I need him to do like 2 points. Like I said,
I,
2 points, 1 catch, 1 yard.
I just seen him quit act like a bitch and come on.
But I feel like with it being the only game on TV, Kirk is gonna be primetime Kirk and just
Yeah,
choke. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but it's like when he's the only show in town,
has no
he
choice but
doesn't
to be
show up.
bad. Yeah, has no choice but to be bad. But at halftime, there will be some other games on. So um, I do have trivia. You told me at the beginning you didn't. All
I
right.
did not know.
So, um, which quarterback has a total QBR of 18.9 going into week 4?
18.9.
18.9.
Dear God, that's awful.
Mm-hmm.
And they've played the whole year so far.
Mm-hmm. They're starters.
There's been so many bad ones. Is it Carson Wentz? Please
Mm-mm.
let it be Carson Wentz.
Mm-mm.
Justin Fields.
Mm-mm.
The only other bad one I can think of is oh geez, I can't think of it right now.
How about this? He was a quarterback at OU.
That was the other one. I just blanked on his name. Baker Mayfield.
It is Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been pretty been terrible.
I was like,
But
what was the third bad freaking offense in the league? Oh yeah, the Panthers.
freaking Panthers. So that's probably gonna have to wrap us up this week, man. You got anything else you want to chat about real quick, or?
No, we've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. So
Cool. Well, you know what that means. If you want to leave us a voice message, you can send us an email to afterthefinalwhistlepodcast@gmail.com. You can also click the link in the description to leave us a voice message. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, and as of 3 weeks ago, Amazon Music and Stitcher. So with that, I'm Montel. That's John.
until next week, everybody, take care.
Peace.